Hi guys, it's Jacob from StringBuzz here, stringbuzzworld.org being the music journalism site, links are in the description down below. And we have a brand new song review for you today, and it's the latest track by Antwoord, and that's Love Drug. So I'm going to refer to the original article as I usually do for these videos, so I hope you enjoy. Now Antwoord are really a struggle when it comes to reviewing, being a reviewer myself, mostly down to it being often very difficult to differentiate between what is artistic and imaginative and what is just plain crap and difficult to listen to. The most important thing with this duo though is that you will always have a fun time listening to one of their tracks regardless of your afterthoughts. It's always going to be a unique, entertaining stretch of at least 3 minutes. So shall we see what I thought of this brand new track? Well, again, I will say that this track walks a very precarious line between what is imaginative and creative and what might sound like straight up garbage to many. But before I say anything else, I had tons of fun listening to this track, and I will straight up admit really early into this review that it is definitely worth a listen regardless of your preference. Yolandi sounds like her usual wacky and explosive self, and Ninja sounds a little bit different this time around to prior efforts, and we'll get more into that when it comes to the production part of this review. It's frenetic, it's wild, it's lovey-dovey, it's punky, and yet also experimental. As you can see, it's an absolute oxymoron of a track. It's like an anti-love song, and not just lyrically, but in every other aspect too. The lyrics are vocalized in such a punky manner, despite being about very soft subjects, and then you throw in all this cursing and sort of crazy, wacky and intimate lines, sexually explicit lines rather, and it is just, like I said, an oxymoron of a track. When it comes to the production of this track, I actually think there's an awful lot going on here. I think, and this isn't necessarily true, I don't know whether I'm actually right with this statement, that the chorus is a sample of another track which has been released before, but the duo do so well to take a sample like this, or a supposed sample like this, and not only make it work, but make it sound as if it's their own. That's why it's so difficult to sort of differentiate between what is their own and what is actually a sample, because everything just fits into their musical style so well. They incorporate it so well. It works well as the more grounded layer within a track that is so wild and uncontrolled. I liked having this sample to keep coming back to. Yolandi's vocals are fairly organic, and we do get periods where she's sort of sped up and others where she's really brought into the foreground into the mix, as if she's howling straight into your face, and I really enjoyed that approach. Ninja, on the other hand, sounds a bit pitch corrected for me, and this is what I wanted to really talk about, as if his vocal track has been sort of heavily tampered with in order to fit the key, and I can't say I really enjoy that at all. He just doesn't sound organic here. It does sound as if his pitch has been raised. The big roomy and explosive kick though is awesome in this track, and it really adds this tribal feel into the low ground, as well as being, you know, really bolstered and almost swamping in every other area of this mix, but it works really well. Musicality wise, the song is actually fairly simple on paper. You have a couple of choruses, you've got a couple of verses, you don't get too much variation in approach or even in progressions or anything like that after the first minute or so, yet somehow this track stays utmostly unpredictable for an incredible amount of time, right until the end of the track in fact. Both Yolandi and Ninja put in excellent vocal performances, which won't be up everyone's alleys as they often aren't, but I certainly dug each melody they bellowed out in front of me. The kick beat is the most important aspect for me when it comes to this track though, because not only does it give it this primal feel, which I've already talked about, but it also adds like a slightly strange time signature and rhythmic feel that never really suits this track, but in a good way. You can't get used to the song because of it, and it completely changes the other layers to follow a progression that never really reaches completion, and that right there is really artistic. Lyrically, I don't really know what to make of this track at all. You have awful romance lyrics, you know, really sort of stereotypical, dumbed down, reminiscent of some of the worst ballads you've probably ever heard, those type of lyrics, those lovey-dovey lyrics. But then they are weathered by an amazing amount of cursing and punky phrasing, and it works really well. It's actually kind of genius, really. It is the anti-love song. All in all, I haven't really no idea what to rate this track. Sure, I had a good time and all, but it's not the type of song you can really give a rating to, since it just wouldn't really make all too much sense. So I'm going to give this a G rating of I'm slightly scared, but slightly enticed out of 10. So if you like this video, then please leave a like, comment what you think in the comment section down below, subscribe to see more, and I'll see you around next time. Bye bye.